Memoirs of a Geisha is 1929. Chiyo Sakamoto and her elder sister Satsu Sakamoto are from a poor family. They have little to eat, and on top of that, their mother is always sick. So, one day, Chiyo and Satsu's father sell them away for some money. Chiyo and Satsu are taken to a town called Gion. There, a woman chooses Chiyo, who is extremely pretty, to become a geisha. As for her elder sister Satsu, she is not deemed pretty enough, so she is taken to work in a brothel. Chiyo is extremely sad to be separated from her sister, but the woman does not sympathize with her. As Chiyo is sitting down, sad and depressed, a girl named Pumpkin tries to cheer her up. Pumpkin is also from a poor family. She too was sold by her family, just like Chiyo. Chiyo asks Pumpkin how she may leave this place and find her sister, Satsu. So Pumpkin takes her to the rooftops to show her that there are many houses here. It is nearly impossible to leave this place. There is another geisha living in that particular place, whose name is Hatsumomo. This geisha house was dependent on her because she is extremely beautiful, talented, and popular. One day, Hatsumomo interacts with Chiyo. She is angry with Chiyo because she gets the smell of fish from her. So, she commands Chiyo to stay as far away from her as possible. Sometime later, Chiyo and Pumpkin are sent to a proper geisha school. One day, Chiyo sees Hatsumomo having fun with a young man. But just then, the main leader of the house, who is called Mother, commands Chiyo to clean Hatsumomo's room. Chiyo goes to do as asked, but Hatsumomo comes in just then. Since Hatsumomo had warned Chiyo not to come close to her room, she is furious at the little girl. She then tells Chiyo that she knows where her sister is. Chiyo is shocked and asks where her sister is living. Hatsumomo says that she'll reveal the location only if Chiyo wins her heart. One day, Hatsumomo comes in with a friend of hers. They have just stolen the dress of another famous geisha called Mameha. Hatsumomo is jealous of Mameha, so she forces Chiyo to ruin the dress. Then, she sends Chiyo to deliver the dress to Mameha. When Mother finds out about this, she punishes Chiyo severely. All of this is because Mother does not realize that Chiyo was forced. Hatsumomo comes in smirking, and she finally gives Satsu's location to Chiyo. Later that night, Hatsumomo has to go to meet someone, so Chiyo goes along with her as a companion. When Hatsumomo goes in, Chiyo takes the opportunity to run to Satsu's location. There, she meets Satsu, and the two sisters hug tenderly. But they are unable to escape right now because they don't have any money. So, Satsu says that she'll steal some money and meet her at a particular location the next day. Despite being reluctant, Chiyo goes back to the geisha house. On the way, she accidentally sees Hatsumomo with the same man from earlier. This time, they're doing a lot more than hand-holding. Just then, Mother arrives, so Hatsumomo quickly puts some money in Chiyo's clothes. Then she takes out that same money and accuses Chiyo of stealing. What a bee! Seeing this, Mother starts punishing Chiyo again. But Chiyo is fed up and tells Mother about Hatsumomo and the man she was with. Mother then slaps Hatsumomo and forbids her from seeing the man ever again. The next day, Chiyo goes to the roof and tries to escape to her sister, but she is unsuccessful and falls to the ground. When Mother finds out that Chiyo hurt herself trying to escape, she tells her that Satsu has already run away, leaving Chiyo behind. They also read a letter that says Chiyo's parents have passed away. After that incident, Mother stopped sending Chiyo to the geisha school. Instead, she is now living as a servant. One day, as Chiyo is sitting sadly on a bridge, a famous chairman of a big company comes to talk to her. His name is Ken Iwamura. Ken asks Chiyo why she is sad, but Chiyo is unable to reply. So, Ken treats her to some icy desserts, and even gives her his handkerchief and some money before leaving. Seeing his kindness, Chiyo develops a soft spot for Chairman Ken in her heart. It is then she realizes that she can gain a lot by being a geisha: money, popularity, and Ken's attention. So she offers it to the gods and prays for a chance to meet Chairman Ken again. Over time, Chiyo becomes 15 years old. The famous geisha from earlier, Mameha, comes to their home. She wants to take Chiyo and train her. Mother does not think that Chiyo is worth anything, but Mameha wants to educate Chiyo and make her a proper geisha. Mameha also promises to pay all the money within 6 months. If she is unable to do so, she promises to pay double the money. So, Mother agrees to give Chiyo to Mameha. Elsewhere, Hatsumomo is responsible for Pumpkin's training and becomes a geisha. She is still a vengeful woman and forbids Pumpkin from meeting Chiyo. Later, Mameha takes Chiyo to meet her contacts. After that, she tells Chiyo that it takes 1 year for a woman to become a geisha, but she believes that Chiyo can do that in 6 months because she is exceedingly beautiful and she has beautiful eyes. Over time, she teaches Chiyo everything from the way of sitting to the way of walking, how to dance and play instruments, and how to do proper makeup. She also teaches Chiyo how to ensnare a man with just one gaze. Mameha also changes Chiyo's name to Sayuri. After many months of training, Sayuri is ready to give her first performance as a geisha. Mameha takes her to her own clients, who are powerful people in the city. There, she gives a great performance, and everyone is impressed by her. But Hatsumomo and Pumpkin are also there. Hatsumomo, as always, is jealous of Sayuri. Worried that Sayuri will become more successful than Pumpkin, she goes to Sayuri and threatens to destroy her. The next day, Mameha takes Sayuri to a sumo match to meet Chairman and his friend Nobu. Chairman Ken does not recognize her, but Nobu is impressed by her and tells Mameha to bring her again. Again the next day, they are supposed to meet Chairman Ken, but before that, Mameha takes Sayuri to meet a doctor called Dr. Crab. Before going, she makes a cut on Sayuri's leg in order to seduce him with her beauty, so that he may also become her client and put his money on her. Later, they meet Chairman Ken and Nobu. Hatsumomo is also there. Hatsumomo, being the jealous bee that she is, starts spreading false rumors that men used to visit Sayuri in her chamber at nights. Hearing this, Dr. Crab changes his mind from Sayuri. In order to redeem Sayuri's reputation, Mameha organizes a dance performance. Sayuri dances beautifully, and everyone is impressed. Sayuri takes her chance and corrects the rumors that Hatsumomo spread earlier. Hearing this, Dr. Crab starts taking a liking to her again. A businessman and a client of Mameha, called the Baron, is also present at the party. He invites Sayuri to his party. The next day at the party, the Baron takes Sayuri away privately and gives her a beautiful dress. After she wears the dress, he starts to undress her, but does not do anything further. This event spreads fast in the geisha house. They think people will not put a lot of money on Sayuri now, as no one wants a used product. But this is not the case. She had made history. Dr. Crab had put 15,000 yen on her. Upon hearing this, Mother takes Sayuri back and replaces Pumpkin. This upsets Pumpkin, and she leaves. Mother also removes Hatsumomo. Later, we find out that it was actually the Baron who had put the most money, not Dr. Crab. But Mameha did not want Sayuri to go to him because she herself had a soft spot for Baron. One day, when Sayuri goes back to the geisha house from Dr. Crab's house, Hatsumomo is waiting in her room. She is holding the chairman's handkerchief, which she had kept in his fond memory. Sayuri tries to seize it back, but Hatsumomo burns it, which causes the whole room to catch fire. They stop the fire the same day, but the next day, World War II is announced in Japan. Everyone is ordered to leave the cities. Chairman Ken sends Mameha to a safe place, but sends Sayuri to the hills, where she is supposed to make kimono dresses with an old man. That way, she will be safe. He and Nobu don't leave because they have factories in Japan, which it was impossible for them to leave. 1 year has passed, and there is no news about Chairman Ken. But one day, Nobu comes to meet her and tells her that everyone was killed and their factories went bankrupt, and that the Americans have captured them. But he tells her that a man named Colonel Derricks can grant them a contract for American finance, but he needed the help of Sayuri and a few more geishas to seduce the colonel. So Sayuri goes to Mamea, who is living off of rent money from her house since the Baron was killed. She asks her to become a geisha again and help the chairman with her. She also asks Pumpkin, who is now with the Americans, for help. The three of them take a plane ride and go with the Americans. At night, they all party at a hot spa where Pumpkin suggests that they play a game where they say something about their life and the others have to guess whether they're telling the truth or not. In Sayuri's turn, she shares her first encounter with Chairman Ken. Before she is done, Chairman Ken announces the end of the party. After everyone gets out of the spa, the colonel takes Sayuri aside and invites her in private, but she declines. Later, when Nobu finds out that Sayuri and the colonel got out of the spa later than the others, he scolds Sayuri because he loved her and did not want to see her with anyone else. But she clarifies that she did not accept any such offers because she always liked Chairman Ken. Now that she knows about Nobu's feelings, Sayuri decides to build hatred in his heart for her. So, the next day, she asks Pumpkin to send Nobu to her room at 9. Before 9, she gets intimate with the colonel so that when he sees them together, his heart will break and he will forget her. But Pumpkin brings Chairman Ken instead of Nobu. Seeing this, he gets disappointed and leaves. Sayuri gets angry at Pumpkin and asks her why she did that. She tells her that Sayuri had once stolen her dream of being a geisha, so she stole Chairman Ken away from her today. Later, Mother is telling Sayuri that the richest man in the city wants to buy her, so he has invited her to a tea house. There she finds Chairman Ken. He confesses that he always knew that Chiyo was Sayuri, and he always wanted to have her, but he held back because of Nobu. He also knew that that night at 9, Sayuri did not want to do that willingly. Chairman shoots his chance and becomes her sponsor. And this is how this historical drama ends. For more unique and fascinating movies that you may not even have heard about, click on the videos on your screen. Also, do subscribe, like, and comment. Your one act will make a huge difference to us.